Kabisdak. My name is Ivy Jane Labasan.
And my name is Kier Matthew Siermedyo.
Today we're going to explore two museums located here in Cebu. We have the National Museum of the Philippines in Cebu and the Business Center.
So we're going to dive into the Queen City of the South's rich cultural heritage and discover more about the region's arts.
So we're also going to interview different people on how their experiences during their visitation.
And we'll be your tour guides for today, so sit back and relax and enjoy this video.
So we're now here at the National Museum of the Philippines in Cebu, or NMP Cebu. Since filming is not allowed inside, we're just going to showcase you some pictures of what's inside the museum.
Okay, so before we go in, let's have a quick discussion about the museum. So the National Museum of the Philippines in Cebu, or NMP Cebu, is located in the historic Plaza Independencia in Cebu City. The museum is dedicated to showcasing the rich history and culture of Cebu.
So the museum houses a number of pre-colonial artifacts, including tools, pottery, and jewelry. Visitors can learn about the various indigenous groups that have inhabited the island of Cebu, including the Cebuano, Ilongot, and Aita groups.
Okay, so that ends our quick discussion about the NMP Cebu. Let's now head inside.
Tara na mga kabisdak!
So the first gallery is the Kinaiyahan, Cebu's Natural Wonders. So the word Kinaiyahan means nature in Cebuano. The Kinaiyahan Gallery is dedicated to showcasing the natural wonders of the province, such as its marine life, forests, and mountains. So one of the most impressive exhibits in the Kinaiyahan Gallery is a life-size replica of a whale shark, or locally known as Butande. This gentle giant can be found in the waters surrounding Cebu and is a popular attraction for tourists who want to experience swimming with these majestic creatures. The gallery also features various interactive exhibits that allow visitors to learn about the different species of animals and plants that are unique to the province. So visitors can listen to recordings of different bird songs, observe different animal tracks, and even learn about the different uses of medicinal plants.
The second art gallery is the Ang Karaang Sugbo ug ang mga kabiling bahandi. So this gallery showcases the history of Cebu from the pre-colonial period to the end of the Spanish colonial era. So it displays ancient archaeological woods, wooden clothes, antique knives, and many other ancient artifacts that brought the history of Cebu to life. The gallery shows how important Cebu is in the ocean and why it was concerned with the alleged raiders. The Magellan's watchtower can also be seen here, which Ferdinand Magellan used when he discovered the islands of the Philippines in 1521. It is decorated with ancient maps, archaeological wood, and other artifacts that show the history of Spanish friends. The Old Cebu and the Treasures of Cebu can also provide a lot of information about the ancient tribes that lived in Cebu for centuries. It also shows the ancient changes in lifestyle and structures used for their safety and daily livelihood. The third art gallery is the Philippine Center New York Core Collection of 1974. Now, we have this gallery, which showcases a collection of Philippine textiles, ethnographic and archaeological materials, and other artifacts that reflect the Philippines' rich cultural heritage and diverse traditions. So, this collection was first installed at the Philippine Center in New York City in 1974 and was later donated to the National Museum of the Philippines. The collection includes a variety of objects such as Philippine traditional textiles, baskets, musical instruments, weapons, and pottery. So, through this gallery, visitors can witness the intricate patterns and designs of the traditional textiles and gain a deeper understanding of the cultural practices and beliefs of the Philippine people.
So now that we're done with the first museum, let's proceed to the next one. So,
Alright everyone, fasten your seatbelts and we will travel to the next museum, the Kabilin Heritage Center. We will take off in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so it was closed, so now we're here in Casagordo Museum. And as you can see, we're here at Casagordo. We're not allowed to take videos unless we're in Bo's Coffee, and this is Bo's Coffee. So we're going to discuss a little bit about the history. So the house was built in the mid-19th century by Alejandro Reyes y de Gorordo, a Spanish merchant, thank you, in 1863. 4 generations of the Gorordo family lived in this house, including Juan Gorordo, first Filipino bishop of Cebu from 1910 to 1932. Very short. Acquired in 1980 by the Ramon Foundation. Thank you, yes. It was restored and later opened as a public museum. Casa Gorordo has been declared a National Historic Landmark by virtue of National Historical Institute Board Resolution number 4 dated September 24, 1991.
So Casa Gorordo was said to be one of the 3 oldest houses during the Spanish colonial era. The background of the events in the Philippines during the era is quite interesting. intriguing, human civilization back in the day.
So that's all for the brief history of the museum. Now, let's proceed to our next tour. We can't take videos inside, so you're just going to be satisfied with our little pictures.
So the ground floor of that house is called the zaguan or the silo. It was once used as a storage area where sacks and bales of crops of the family's farms and rural areas were kept before they were traded elsewhere or shipped to other places in the Philippines or even abroad. So this floor features the larger history of the Malian district, the city and the families who lived here.
Let's take a look at one of the first artifacts. So, we've chosen the Model T. Henry Ford's automobile invention is one of the most important inventions of the Second Industrial Revolution and the American era. The Model T was introduced to the world in 1908. It had ample ground clearance to withstand the roughest of roads, making it especially attractive to rural drivers. In the Philippines, it serves as a means of transportation, usually for commercial purposes such as delivering and transporting goods. It represents a symbol of progress and modernity in our country's past, where the introduction of automobiles brought economic and social change.
So the second artifact is the bolo knife, one of the most important Filipino swords that not only for its versatility, but also for the role it has played in the history of the Philippines. But for people living in rural areas, the bolo is a reliable tool for cutting coconuts and tilling the land, harvesting crops, and even for self-defense. The bolo knife has grown into a deadly weapon of war in the hands of revolutionaries. The machete-like blade originated in the Philippines and was used as an improvised weapon by local guerrillas during the Philippine Revolution, the Spanish-American War, and the Philippine-American War, and was produced from 1897 to 1980.
And now, for the last artifact that we have decided to expand on, we have the tartanilla. Also known as kalesa in Filipino, it's a two-wheeled carriage drawn by a single horse, as you can see in this picture. It dates back to the Spanish colonization era before motorized vehicles were introduced in 1901. These were once the only form of transportation for Cebuanos, which was acclaimed as the king of the road. In those days, and it obtained an unlimited right to go anywhere where the cotsero pleased. In the past, the tartanillas were the jeepneys of the road flaunting, creative designs with hand-painted art and drawn curtains. It has festive colors and decorations on its carriage body called the kaha. So the upper floor, or the kaha, served as the living quarters of the family, and it has a formal sala where visitors are first led. The couple's room where the late Cesaria Gorordo, Margarito Reveles, and Josefa lived, the master's bedroom, where the house's patriarchs and matriarchs stayed, including Bishop Juan Gorordo, who was the first Filipino-born bishop of Cebu. The kapila, or chapel, capilla, or chapel, where the family offers their daily prayers, old maid's room, where the single members of the household usually stay, and the private salon where intimate conversations can be heard over a game of mahjong or cards. The library, the dining hall, the kitchen, and the restroom, and the azotea are all up there.
So well, Maria, it is amazing to know how rich Cebu's culture is just by visiting different museums.
Truly, partner, the museums we visited today not only made us admire the different artworks presented, but it also educated us about Cebu's long and rich history and culture.
So now that we're done with the tour, let's proceed to the next segment, which is
Today's museum visitation allows us to connect our hearts to the rich history, culture, and natural wonders of Cebu. As someone who resides in Cebu, it truly amazed me how much this region holds. As I walked through the halls of each museum, I was engulfed by the surrounding artworks as if the clock rewinded and I became part of history itself. We can really witness the emotions the artists put in their work, making it an unforgettable piece. These infrastructures are living testimonies as to how much Cebu evolved. From technologies to artistic styles and techniques, as time passes by, these aspects continue to develop while still instilling its traditional essence. Each painting, sculpture, and artifact holds a unique story. With these artworks, we are able to appreciate the power of arts and culture and embark on a journey to the past.
so the valuable resources for tourism and education at the museums creates different opportunities to draw in locals and tourists, especially to students and those people who have great interest in arts, history, and culture, making it a popular destination. So living in the age of industrialization, we are able to experience interactive displays and immersive exhibitions that allows us to engage in active learning and discovery. So in addition to its contribution to the local economy, arts also raise awareness to different issues, whether in the form of painting, sculpture, and etc. So art is a powerful tool that can portray the artist's raw emotion and convey it to the hearts of the audience, serving it as a platform to capture the essence of the community's identity and history. So while also reflecting the aspirations and challenges it faces.
So that ends our museum visitation for today's vlog. May this video educate you about Cebu's cultural heritage and also give you a push to visit the different museums here in Cebu.
So thank you for staying with us until the end, mga kabista. So thank you for staying with us until the end, mga kabista. At
Bye!